Today's unemployment numbers certainly look good on its surface. However, if you look at the number of new jobs created, there's just not enough new jobs being created in America.
More than 300,000 Americans left the labor force last month. That means they stopped looking for work. I think we should all be concerned about that.
Speaker Boehner and Leader Cantor giving the Republican reaction to today's jobs report. The unemployment rate moved in a big direction in the president's favor, but those hundreds of thousands of people who stopped looking for work also indicate that there's still a lot left to do. Alan Krueger chairs the Council of Economic Advisors. He took over for former Chairman Austin Goolsbee in October. He joins me now. Chairman Krueger, let me ask you a question based on what Mark Zandi said right at the top of my show. He called the report good, not great. Fair description?
I think what you want to do is look at this report in context. 1 month doesn't a new trend make. What we're seeing is that the economy is gradually recovering from the very deep recession that started at the end of 2007. I think it's fortunate that Congress passed the payroll tax cut and extended unemployment benefits last year with the president's urging. I think we're seeing the effects of those policies now. I think it's extremely important that they continue into the new year.
But obviously one of the reasons why Mark Zandi said it was good, not great, he was concerned about the 300,000 people that stopped looking.
I think we need to be concerned that we're not seeing enough job growth, that job growth is not fast enough. We still have 13 million Americans who are unemployed. That's unacceptable. I think we need to take steps to strengthen and sustain the recovery. I think, in particular, continuing the payroll tax cut, expanding it, as the president has proposed, extending benefits would help in the new year. But when you look at the overall picture, we're seeing gradual improvement, and that's headed in the right direction.
When it comes to the payroll tax holiday extension and expansion, I had a Democratic congressman on, Western Pennsylvania, one of those types of Democrats that you need to have the support of to get these. It seemed that he believed there was enough money there that you could pay for the extension, but paying for the expansion may be tough. Would the administration simply accept the extension and put off the expansion?
You know, the president made a proposal to cut the payroll tax in half in this coming year on employees and also on small businesses throughout the country, and give more of an incentive for small businesses to add workers, help them with their cash flow problems. President proposed a way to pay for this. In the Senate, the Democrats came up with an alternative way, which the president said he could support. I think that's sensible economic policy, and my job is to give advice on sensible economic policy. That seems to me to be about the right medicine the economy could use right now to strengthen and sustain the recovery.
But it sounds like, at a minimum, you'll take the extension if you can't get the expansion?
Well, I can tell you as an economist, if Congress doesn't extend the payroll tax cut from last year, that'll mean a $1,000 tax increase on a typical family earning about $50,000 a year next year. That'll hit at an unfortunate time. Early next year it would start, just when people are paying off the credit card bills. It'll be a drag on economic growth, slow down job growth, if the payroll tax cut is not extended into next year.
One thing I want to dip deep in the private sector employment numbers here. Retail was up, and it's supposed to be adjusted seasonally. Business service is up. Healthcare sector up. Construction sector down. How concerned are you about that?
The construction sector, particularly residential construction now, continues to be a soft spot in the economy. This recovery is really unprecedented because typically the way recoveries go, you get a strong boost from home building. But because of the nature of the economic crisis, because of the housing boom and then bust, we see very weak growth in residential construction. And I think that's an area of the economy that continues to be a drag on the expansion. One of the reasons why it would be helpful to have more of a lift for domestic demand through both the payroll tax cut and extending unemployment benefits.
Well, we say all this, and you have all that construction noise behind you with that forever and ever project that's taking place on the North Lawn. Alan Krueger, the new White House Council of Economic Advisor Chairman, thanks for coming on this morning.
Thank you, Chuck.